Embrace the allure of lavender. The word alone evokes images of rolling purple fields, the gentle hum of bees, and a calming aroma that soothes the soul. This versatile plant, with its beautiful blooms and intoxicating scent, has captivated humankind for centuries. But lavender is more than just a pretty face. This hardy perennial offers a wealth of practical uses, from its essential oils renowned for their therapeutic properties, to its culinary applications that add a touch of elegance to dishes. It's no wonder that lavender farming has experienced a surge in popularity, attracting both seasoned agriculturalists and hobbyist gardeners alike. Whether you dream of sprawling acres painted violet or a charming lavender patch in your backyard, this comprehensive guide will equip you with the knowledge to cultivate this rewarding crop. From understanding the nuances of soil composition to mastering the art of harvesting and beyond, we'll delve into every aspect of lavender cultivation. Prepare to unlock the secrets of successful lavender farming, empowering you to transform your vision into a fragrant reality.
Down at Great Lakes Lavender Farm, where the days are sweet and the nights are warm, we plant our roots deep in this land, with purple fields and hard-working hands. Through every season, we stand tall and strong, growing love and lavender all year long.
This comprehensive guide will serve as your trusted companion, providing clear and concise instructions on every aspect of lavender cultivation. Whether you're a seasoned farmer seeking to diversify your crops, or a gardening enthusiast eager to transform your backyard into a fragrant oasis, this guide offers valuable insights and practical tips to set you on the path to success. Before we embark on the exciting journey of lavender cultivation, it's essential to lay a solid foundation for success. And just like any great structure, it all begins with the ground beneath our feet, the soil. Understanding the composition and characteristics of your soil is paramount to providing your lavender plants with the optimal environment to thrive. Think of soil as the lifeblood of your lavender farm, a complex ecosystem teeming with essential nutrients, microorganisms, and moisture. Lavender, with its Mediterranean origins, has specific soil preferences that must be met to ensure vigorous growth and bountiful blooms. By taking the time to assess and amend your soil accordingly, you'll set the stage for a flourishing lavender enterprise. Soil pH, a measure of its acidity or alkalinity, plays a crucial role in nutrient availability for plants. Lavender, with its preference for alkaline conditions, requires a pH range of 6.0 to 8.0 to thrive. If your soil test reveals a pH below 6.0, indicating acidic soil, you'll need to raise it using a process called liming. Lime, a readily available soil amendment, works by neutralizing soil acidity, effectively raising the pH to a more suitable level for lavender cultivation. The amount of lime required will depend on your soil's initial pH and its buffering capacity, which refers to its ability to resist changes in pH. Drainage, the unsung hero of lavender farming. While soil pH and nutrient content are crucial aspects of lavender cultivation, proper drainage is equally important, often overlooked yet essential for success. Lavender, with its Mediterranean origins, has adapted to well-drained soils and is highly susceptible to root rot and other moisture-related issues if planted in poorly drained areas. Imagine for a moment planting your prized lavender in soil that resembles a soggy sponge, where water lingers long after a rainfall or irrigation session. The roots, starved of oxygen and suffocating in the waterlogged environment, become vulnerable to fungal diseases and decay, ultimately leading to the demise of your lavender plants. To avoid this watery grave for your lavender, it's crucial to assess the drainage capabilities of your planting site and take necessary steps to improve it if needed. Matching mission to variety, a lavender for every need. Venturing into the world of lavender is akin to stepping into a perfumery, each variety offering a unique aroma, growth habit, and purpose. Before you grab your gardening gloves, it's vital to select the lavender varieties that align with your vision, whether it's a symphony of scents for essential oils, a vibrant tapestry for landscaping, or a dash of flavor for culinary delights. For those seeking to transform their landscapes into fragrant havens, Lavandula angustifolia varieties like Hidcote and Munstead reign supreme. These compact, hardy cultivars with their profuse blooms and elegant form add a touch of sophistication to borders, pathways, and even container gardens. Hidcote enchants with its deep violet-blue flowers, while Munstead captivates with its classic lavender-purple hues. Sourcing your lavender, from seedling to success. With your lavender varieties carefully selected, it's time to embark on the exciting journey of procuring your plants. Whether you prefer the hands-on approach of starting from seed or seek the convenience of established seedlings, understanding the different sourcing options is key to a successful lavender endeavor. For the patient gardener, starting lavender from seed can be a rewarding experience, allowing you to witness the entire life cycle of these aromatic plants. However, it's important to note that lavender seeds can be slow to germinate and require a bit more attention in their early stages. If you choose this route, be prepared to provide consistent moisture, warmth, and gentle care to nurture your lavender seedlings into strong, healthy plants. If you're eager to get a head start or prefer a more streamlined approach, purchasing established lavender seedlings is an excellent option. Reputable nurseries and online retailers offer a wide variety of lavender cultivars, ensuring you'll find the perfect plants to suit your needs. When selecting seedlings, look for healthy specimens with vibrant foliage, well-developed root systems, and no signs of pests or diseases. Picture this. You've carefully selected your lavender varieties, acquired healthy seedlings or propagation plugs, and now you're ready to give them the best possible start in life. This is where the magic of potting up comes in, a simple yet crucial step that can make all the difference in the long-term health and vigor of your lavender plants. Potting up, in essence, involves transplanting your young lavender plants from their current containers, whether they're seed trays, small pots, or propagation cells, into larger containers filled with a well-draining potting mix. This process serves several important purposes, all geared towards nurturing strong, healthy root systems that will support vigorous growth once your lavender is planted in its final location. Firstly, potting up provides your lavender roots with ample space to spread out and establish themselves. Think of it as giving your plants room to breathe and grow, preventing root-bound conditions that can stunt growth and hinder overall plant health. When roots become confined to a small space, they can circle around the inside of the container, creating a tangled mess that restricts water and nutrient uptake. As you embark on the potting up journey with your lavender plants, the next crucial decision lies in selecting the right containers to house these aromatic wonders. Just like we humans have preferences for comfortable living spaces, so too do our plant companions thrive in environments that cater to their specific needs. When it comes to choosing containers for your lavender plants, size matters. The goal is to provide ample space for root development without going overboard with an excessively large pot that could lead to overwatering and root rot. A good rule of thumb is to select a container that's at least twice the size of the plant's current root ball. For lavender seedlings started in seed trays or small pots, a 3.5-inch pot provides a suitable stepping stone before they're ready for their final destination in the garden or larger containers. These smaller pots offer enough room for initial root growth while still allowing for easy monitoring of moisture levels. In the world of gardening, timing is everything. Just as we wouldn't plant tomatoes in the dead of winter, understanding the optimal time to pot up your lavender plants is crucial for their success. The key lies in providing them with enough time to establish strong root systems before they're exposed to the challenges of their final planting location. Whether you're planning a spring or fall planting for your lavender, the general rule of thumb is to pot up your plants approximately 6 to 8 weeks before their anticipated outdoor debut. This time frame provides ample opportunity for the roots to acclimate to their new surroundings and develop into a robust network capable of supporting vigorous growth. For spring planting, this means potting up your lavender seedlings or propagation plugs in late winter or early spring, depending on your local climate and the last frost date. This allows the plants to take advantage of the warming temperatures and longer days of spring, promoting healthy root development before they're transplanted outdoors. As you prepare to introduce your lavender plants to their permanent homes, it's essential to synchronize your planting efforts with the rhythms of nature. The decision of whether to plant in spring or fall is a pivotal one, influenced by factors such as your local climate, soil conditions, and personal preferences. Each season presents its own set of advantages and considerations, so let's delve into the nuances of spring versus fall planting to determine the best approach for your lavender endeavor. Spring, with its promise of new beginnings and the earth awakening from its winter slumber, holds a certain allure for gardeners. The warming temperatures, longer days, and the anticipation of vibrant blooms make it a popular time to plant. For lavender, spring planting offers the advantage of a longer growing season, allowing the plants ample time to establish themselves and even produce a few blooms in their first year. If you've chosen spring as the launchpad for your lavender planting adventure, it's time to roll up your sleeves and embrace the season of growth. The key to success lies in timing, preparation, and a watchful eye to guide your lavender plants through their early stages of development. Before you break ground, it's essential to ensure that the threat of frost has passed in your region. Lavender, while hardy once established, is susceptible to frost damage in its early stages. Consult your local frost dates or a trusted gardening resource to determine the optimal planting time for your area. Once the coast is clear, prepare your planting site by loosening the soil to a depth of about 12 inches. Lavender prefers well-drained soil, so if your soil tends to be heavy or compacted, amend it with compost or other organic matter to improve drainage and provide essential nutrients. As summer's heat fades and the days grow shorter, fall presents a window of opportunity for planting lavender in regions with mild winters. This season offers a gentler transition for these Mediterranean natives, allowing them to focus on establishing strong root systems before the challenges of winter's chill. The ideal time for fall planting lavender varies depending on your local climate. Aim to plant at least 6 to 8 weeks before the first expected frost to give the roots ample time to establish themselves. This time frame allows the plants to acclimate to their new environment and develop a strong foundation before winter's dormancy sets in. Preparing your planting site for fall-planted lavender mirrors the process for spring planting. Loosen the soil to a depth of about 12 inches, incorporating compost or other organic matter to improve drainage and provide essential nutrients. Lavender thrives in well-drained soil, so this step is crucial, especially in areas that experience heavy rainfall or have clay-based soil. Imagine a field of lavender, rows of vibrant purple stretching as far as the eye can see, their intoxicating fragrance carried on the gentle breeze. Now picture this idyllic scene marred by a relentless invasion of weeds, their tenacious roots vying for space, nutrients, and sunlight with your precious lavender plants. This is a battle we cannot afford to lose. Weed control, often perceived as a tedious chore, is in fact a strategic imperative for successful lavender cultivation. Weeds, those opportunistic invaders of our carefully planned gardens and fields, pose a significant threat to the health and productivity of our lavender plants. They compete for essential resources, harbor pests and diseases, and can quickly transform a thriving lavender haven into a chaotic battleground. As we gear up for the ongoing battle against weeds, it's essential to equip ourselves with the right tools for the job. Just as a skilled artisan relies on precision instruments, so too do we, as lavender cultivators, need a well-stocked toolkit to tackle these persistent invaders effectively. For smaller lavender patches or gardens, hand weeding remains a time-honored and effective method. A sturdy hand trowel or a hori-hori knife, with its serrated blade and pointed tip, can be invaluable allies in this endeavor, allowing you to precisely target and remove weeds without disturbing the surrounding lavender plants. To tackle larger areas, or for those who prefer a more ergonomic approach, long-handled weeding tools are a godsend. A stand-up weeder, with its pivoting head and spring-loaded mechanism, allows you to remove weeds with a simple push-and-pull motion, minimizing strain on your back and knees. Picture a thirsty traveler in a parched desert, their throat parched, their body craving the life-giving elixir of water. Now imagine that traveler stumbling upon an oasis, a shimmering pool of cool, refreshing water. Such is the relationship between lavender and irrigation. A delicate dance between providing enough moisture to sustain life and avoiding the perils of overindulgence. Lavender, with its Mediterranean origins, has evolved to thrive in arid conditions, its deep roots seeking out moisture from the depths of the earth. This inherent drought tolerance is a testament to the plant's resilience, but it doesn't mean we can simply abandon our lavender to the whims of nature. Especially in their early stages of growth, lavender plants rely on a consistent supply of water to establish strong root systems and thrive. Irrigation methods. Finding the perfect flow for your farm. As we navigate the delicate dance of lavender irrigation, it's essential to equip ourselves with the right tools and techniques to deliver water efficiently and effectively to our thirsty plants. Just as a skilled conductor orchestrates a symphony of sound, so too do we, as lavender cultivators, need to find the perfect flow for our irrigation systems, ensuring each plant receives the optimal amount of moisture without waste or excess. For smaller lavender patches or gardens, a simple watering can or garden hose with a gentle spray nozzle may suffice. However, as your lavender enterprise expands, so too does the need for more efficient and automated irrigation methods. Drip irrigation, with its ability to deliver water directly to the root zone of plants, has emerged as a popular and effective choice for lavender cultivation. Imagine, if you will, a network of thin, flexible tubes snaking their way through your lavender field, each tube punctuated with tiny emitters strategically placed near the base of each plant. As water flows through the system, it seeps out slowly and steadily, directly into the root zone, minimizing evaporation and runoff while maximizing water use efficiency. Watering wisdom, timing, and techniques for optimal growth. With our irrigation systems in place, it's time to turn our attention to the art of watering itself, a practice that goes beyond simply turning on a tap or setting a timer. Just as a skilled chef understands the nuances of flavor and texture, so too do we, as lavender cultivators, need to master the timing and techniques of watering to unlock the full potential of our aromatic crop. The frequency and duration of watering will vary depending on factors such as soil type, plant size, weather conditions, and the type of irrigation system used. As a general rule of thumb, aim to water deeply and infrequently, allowing the soil to dry out slightly between waterings. This encourages deep root growth, making the plants more resilient to drought stress. In the early stages of growth, when lavender plants are establishing their root systems, more frequent watering may be necessary. However, as the plants mature and their roots delve deeper into the soil, the frequency of watering can be gradually reduced. Overwatering, especially during periods of high humidity or rainfall, can create a breeding ground for fungal diseases and root rot, so it's essential to monitor soil moisture levels closely and adjust watering accordingly. The whole truth size matters. In the grand scheme of lavender cultivation, the act of digging a hole might seem like a rather mundane task, a mere prelude to the more glamorous aspects of planting and nurturing these fragrant beauties. But let us not underestimate the importance of this foundational step, for the size and depth of the hole we dig can significantly impact the success of our lavender endeavors. Imagine, if you will, a lavender plant confined to a cramped and shallow hole, its roots struggling to spread out and establish themselves in the compacted soil. Like a bird with clipped wings, its growth is stunted, its potential stifled, its ability to thrive compromised from the very start. To avoid this botanical tragedy, we must approach the task of hole digging with the same care and precision we would apply to any other aspect of lavender cultivation. The size of the hole should be determined by the size of the plant's root ball, the mass of roots and soil that clings to the base of the stem. A good rule of thumb is to dig a hole that is twice as wide and just as deep as the root ball. Manual labor versus mechanical might. Choosing your digging companion. Armed with the knowledge of proper hole dimensions, we now turn our attention to the task at hand, the actual digging. Fortunately for us, lavender cultivators have a range of tools at their disposal, from the humble hand trowel to the mighty powered auger, each with its own set of advantages and limitations. For smaller lavender patches or gardens, manual digging tools may suffice. A sturdy hand trowel with its pointed blade and comfortable grip is ideal for digging individual planting holes. For larger holes or tougher soil conditions, a garden spade or shovel may be necessary. These long-handled tools provide greater leverage, making the task of digging less strenuous. When selecting manual digging tools, it's important to choose those that are well-made and durable, with comfortable grips and blades that can withstand the rigors of digging in compacted soil. A sharp blade will make the task easier and more efficient, while a comfortable grip will prevent blisters and hand fatigue. Precision planting techniques for a strong start. With our planting holes dug and ready to receive our lavender treasures, we've reached a pivotal moment in our cultivation journey, the actual planting. This seemingly simple act, however, requires a deft touch and a keen understanding of lavender's needs to ensure a smooth transition from pot to ground and a strong start to a long and fragrant life. Before we introduce our lavender plants to their new homes, it's essential to prepare the planting holes properly. If the soil is heavy or compacted, amend it with compost or other organic matter to improve drainage and provide essential nutrients. Lavender thrives in well-drained soil, so this step is crucial, especially in areas that experience heavy rainfall or have clay-based soil. Next, we'll want to add a slow-release fertilizer to the planting hole, providing our lavender plants with a steady supply of nutrients as they establish themselves. Choose a fertilizer that is specifically formulated for lavender or other Mediterranean herbs, as these blends typically contain the ideal balance of nutrients for these plants. Planting precision, a gentle touch for fragrant success. With our planting holes meticulously prepared, we stand poised on the precipice of a pivotal moment in our lavender growing journey, the act of planting itself. While it may seem like a simple task, planting lavender requires a gentle touch and a keen understanding of the plant's needs to ensure a smooth transition from pot to ground. This is a time for patience and care, for we are entrusting these tender plants to the embrace of the earth where they will set down roots and flourish for years to come. Picture this: a sunny morning, the air fresh with the promise of spring, or perhaps a crisp autumn day, leaves turning golden hues as the season shifts. Your lavender plants, carefully nurtured from seedlings or plugs, stand ready for their grand debut in the garden or field. With a deep breath and a sense of anticipation, we begin the process of planting. First, we'll gently remove each lavender plant from its container, taking care not to disturb the delicate root system. If the roots are circling around the inside of the container, a telltale sign of being root-bound, we'll use our fingers to gently loosen them, encouraging outward growth. This simple act will help the roots to acclimate more quickly to their new surroundings and establish a strong foundation for growth. As we tuck our lavender plants into their new homes, we can give them an extra boost of nourishment by incorporating a time-honored soil amendment bone meal. This natural source of phosphorus is a gardener's best friend, promoting strong root development and overall plant vigor. Think of it as a hearty meal for your lavender, providing the essential nutrients it needs to thrive in its new environment. Bone meal is derived from finely ground animal bones, typically from cows, and is a rich source of phosphorus, a key nutrient for root growth, flower formation, and overall plant health. Unlike some synthetic fertilizers that release nutrients quickly, bone meal releases its phosphorus gradually over time, providing a slow and steady supply that benefits the plants throughout the growing season. With our lavender plants nestled snugly in their new homes and fortified with a nourishing dose of bone meal, it's time to quench their thirst and provide a protective layer of mulch to conserve moisture and suppress weeds. This final step in the planting process is crucial for ensuring a smooth transition and setting the stage for a long and fragrant life. The first watering after planting is perhaps the most important, as it helps to settle the soil around the roots and encourages them to spread out and explore their new environment. We'll want to water deeply and thoroughly, ensuring that the entire root zone is saturated. Imagine a master sculptor, chisel in hand, carefully shaping a block of marble into a work of art. With each precise cut, the sculptor reveals the hidden beauty within, transforming raw material into an object of grace and elegance. Such is the art of pruning lavender, a practice that goes beyond mere maintenance to become an act of creation, shaping these fragrant shrubs into forms that delight the eye and enhance their productivity. Pruning, often perceived as an act of taking away, is in fact an investment in the future of your lavender plants. By selectively removing old woody growth, we encourage the development of new, vigorous shoots, ensuring a constant supply of fragrant blooms and a long, healthy life for our lavender plants. Thirst management, watering wisely for a flourishing lavender patch. As guardians of our lavender's well-being, we must become adept at reading the subtle signs of thirst, recognizing the delicate balance between providing enough moisture to sustain life and avoiding the perils of overindulgence. Lavender, with its Mediterranean heritage, possesses an inherent resilience to drought conditions, but even these hardy plants require a helping hand, especially during periods of prolonged dryness or when establishing themselves in a new home. Imagine for a moment the parched earth beneath your lavender plants, the soil cracking and pulling away from the roots as moisture evaporates under the relentless summer sun. The leaves, once vibrant and verdant, begin to droop, their color fading to a dull grayish green as the plants struggle to conserve precious water. To prevent this scenario from unfolding in our lavender patch, we must adopt a watering strategy that mimics the plant's natural environment. Deep, infrequent watering that encourages the roots to delve deep into the soil in search of moisture. This approach, in contrast to frequent shallow watering, promotes a strong and extensive root system, making the plants more resilient to drought stress and less reliant on supplemental irrigation. Nourishing growth. Fertilizing for optimal health and vitality. Just as we nourish our bodies with a balanced diet to maintain our health and vitality, so too do our lavender plants require a steady supply of essential nutrients to thrive and reach their full potential. Fertilizing, often viewed as a chore or an optional extra, is in fact an investment in the long-term health and productivity of our lavender patch. Imagine, if you will, a lavender plant struggling to survive in nutrient-depleted soil, its growth stunted, its blooms sparse and lackluster. Without access to the essential building blocks of life, the plant's ability to photosynthesize, grow, and produce those fragrant blooms we so cherish is severely compromised. To prevent this scenario from unfolding in our lavender haven, we must adopt a proactive approach to fertilization, providing our plants with the nutrients they need in a form they can readily absorb. Fortunately for us, lavender is not a particularly demanding plant when it comes to fertilization, often thriving in less fertile soils than other garden favorites. Reaping the rewards, knowing when to harvest. The culmination of months of meticulous care and anticipation arrives as our lavender plants burst forth in a sea of fragrant blooms, their vibrant hues painting the landscape in shades of purple, blue, and violet. But amidst this visual feast, a crucial question arises. When is the optimal time to harvest these botanical treasures, capturing their essence at the peak of perfection? Unlike some crops harvested at a specific stage of ripeness, lavender offers a window of opportunity, its ideal harvest time depending on our intended use for these fragrant blooms. Are we seeking to capture the vibrant colors and long-lasting fragrance for dried bouquets and crafts? Or are we after the precious essential oils, prized for their therapeutic properties and culinary versatility? Equipped with the knowledge of when to harvest our lavender bounty, we now turn our attention to the tools of the trade, those trusty implements that aid us in gathering these fragrant blooms with care and efficiency. From the humble garden snips to the mechanical marvels employed in large-scale operations, our choice of harvesting tools depends on the size of our lavender patch and the intended use for our harvest. For smaller gardens or patches where a leisurely pace and a personal touch are desired, a pair of sharp pruning shears or garden snips will suffice. These handheld tools allow for precise cuts, ensuring that we harvest only the desired portion of the flower spike, leaving the plant intact to produce another flush of blooms in the following season. When selecting pruning shears or garden snips for lavender harvesting, look for those with sharp bypass blades that make clean cuts without crushing the stems. A comfortable grip is also essential, especially for extended harvesting sessions, as is a locking mechanism that keeps the blades closed when not in use, ensuring safety and preventing accidental cuts. With our lavender harvest safely gathered, we embark on the next stage of our fragrant journey, preserving the essence of these botanical treasures for our enjoyment throughout the year. Whether we choose to dry the flowers for use in crafts, potpourris, and culinary creations or extract their precious essential oils for therapeutic and aromatic purposes, the methods we employ will determine the longevity and quality of our lavender bounty. Drying lavender is a time-honored practice, a simple yet effective way to preserve the color and fragrance of these beloved blooms. The key to successful drying lies in creating an environment that promotes airflow and minimizes exposure to direct sunlight, which can fade the vibrant hues of the flowers. One common method for drying lavender involves bundling the harvested flower spikes together with twine or rubber bands and hanging them upside down in a cool, dark, and well-ventilated location. The attic, a spare room, or even a shady porch can serve as ideal drying spaces as long as they provide adequate airflow and protection from direct sunlight. As we reach the culmination of our lavender growing odyssey, it's time to reflect on the rewards of cultivating this versatile and enchanting plant. Beyond the tangible bounty of fragrant blooms and precious essential oils, lavender offers a wealth of intangible benefits that enrich our lives and connect us to the natural world. There's a certain magic in nurturing a lavender plant from a tiny seedling or cutting to a thriving shrub laden with fragrant blooms. The act of tending to the soil, providing water and nourishment, and witnessing the plant's response to our care fosters a sense of connection to the rhythms of nature, a reminder that we too are part of this intricate web of life. With our lavender harvest safely preserved, our thoughts turn to the possibilities of sharing this fragrant bounty with the world. Whether we envision a small-scale cottage industry or a thriving agricultural enterprise, the market for lavender products is as diverse as the plant itself, offering a myriad of opportunities for creativity and entrepreneurship. For those with a knack for crafting and a love for all things handmade, dried lavender lends itself beautifully to a wide array of creations. Imagine fragrant sachets tucked into drawers and closets, their delicate aroma infusing linens with a touch of lavender luxury. Or perhaps handcrafted soaps and candles, their lavender scent transforming everyday rituals into sensory experience.